I want you all to know that I genuinely took 2 hours to consider whether or not to even make this video. But after I remembered that despite it not being my business, that we as a community are all accountable to each other. And when you let one person get screwed over, you let everyone get screwed over. So since none of these mainstream streamers want to call out the bullshit that happened, I will. Let's get it.
Gave opinions, wasn't needed. Came clutch with a buzzer beater. Beast feast and he eats the beat. Whatever's left, let the buzzers eat it. Quick with it, clean record. Mayweather, undefeated. He came and he saw and he conquered. I got a slay at the concert. You know the story, the tortoise in here. You want the glory, your nose in the air. I couldn't care less about your money, phone, and your pair of shoes and your side hose.
For those of you who are not chronically online, here's the who, what, when, where, and why. The who is going to be CC and Kingsmith, two players that had conflict during a $40,000 Marvel Rivals streamer tournament. Now, to be very clear here and transparent, this was a non-pro tourney. This was a tourney meant for fun, for streamers. This was not a tournament that was dedicated for, titles or championships, but there was $40,000 on the line across the team, divided that out for first place. Typically, each person's going to get about $3,000. I think it was $18,000 for first place, and then they divvy it out, etc. Now, Kingsmith, and I'm going to say this from the beginning, Kingsmith was very pushy and insistent upon what people should play. Consistently berating people and talking about how he needed to, people should swap and this, that, and the other. And I'm going to be honest here, because I'm fair. I watched both videos. His behavior was doing too much. Boy was doing way too much. You got to relax a little bit. Yes, I get what it's like being a youngin', not having no bread in my pocket. I'm not calling you broke. I'm just saying what it's like to not be some of these pocket princesses that got, mommy and daddy financing their streams. I get that. I do all my editing, all my thumbnails. I handle that solo. So it's rough while holding on a full-time job and being, a family man. So I get the need for money. But that said, the behavior was a little bit much. However, the amount of gaslighting and bullshit that CC and her crew did, it was truly insane work. I gotta say, this was a master level class of gaslighting with a little bit of rage bait mixed in. It was truly toxic, and typically you see that from like the incels, the red pill losers. So I was a little bit shocked to see these from streamers. And before any of you go at my throat saying, oh, you don't understand the full context of anything, let me be very clear here. I watched the videos, both of them, both the responses and the original video. And they're both saying the same thing. You got a young person who's being way too extra, berating people and telling them they need to swap. And then you got a whole group of people who are shitting on this kid, like just shitting on him and gaslighting him because he wants to win and doesn't want to play with their 1 in 18 Black Widow. How the hell does that make sense? Now, I get some of you got money, and that's cool. I got some money too. But there's a difference between those who have and those who have not. Now, sure, absolutely, berating people on who to switch, quick play and ranked. Shut up, right? But you would think a certain level of seriousness comes with $40,000 on the line. The difference is a lot of these streamers and players, they got somebody bankrolling them. They ain't got to worry about holding out a full-time job. Mommy and daddy got it for them. And just the entitlement and the ego from CC, and this was crazy level work. The same person who told someone to, take a permanent self-delete on their stream. Deleted off Twitch, by the way. Very much deserved. You have the same person who did this talking about people not taking no as an answer. Girl, get out of here. And no, I ain't shitting on nobody just because, they're on Twitch and I'm on YouTube, or they're bigger or smaller or anything like that. The only thing that I'm judging anyone in this video off of is their actions and their mentality. And it goes to a larger picture. You streamers got to get your tails out your asses. And that really is how it is. Like, you guys are so arrogant, so self-centered. And the audacity to even say something like that on Twitch, on live internet, just shows that, I don't know. It just shows that people think they can do whatever the hell they want. Just a little mommy and daddy money. And hey, shit is what it is, I guess. But I come from an era where people were held accountable for their actions. I come from an era where if you did some dumb shit or some fucked up shit, the class doesn't jump on the person who's defending themselves. They jump on the actual problem here. Yeah, should bro not have been pressuring people who to play? Absolutely. But if you're going to sit here and act like that justifies everyone ganging up on him and getting him kicked out of the tourney for some arbitrary rules, this was white knighting at its finest. And I'm not saying that on, because CC happens to be a woman. That's, whatever. But this is white knighting in a sense of that these were obviously your friends, your favorites, your homies, people you preferred over Kingsmith. I don't know if there's some bread being slid under the table here. I don't know if people may be moving things around, but it seems very strange you would uplift someone completely out of the tournament when a simple swap and placement could have fixed all this. I mean, I doubt that they just, didn't have the tournament continue. They obviously had somebody fill in. And then when Bro tried, I remember this, and Bro tried to leave in the stream, one of the matches, he tries to leave. And they all like, oh, come on, come back, stay. Just to continue to bully this kid. I mean, again, yeah, he was a brat a little bit. I get it. It's irritating. These young niggas definitely, they definitely care about the win more than some of us. But there was bread on the line here. Now, for any of you who already can feed your families, you got bread in your pocket, food in your bellies, I get it. But this is a young college kid who's taking time away from his studies to actually put some time towards his career. Does that justify him being a dickhead and, telling people who to play? No. Honestly, I think Kingsmith should have let it go. As soon as you realized that you were wasting your time, you should have stopped. And honestly, your tone could have used some work too. I mean, there's 1,000 ways to skin a rabbit or whatever. There's 1,000 ways to get some honey from a beehive. Maybe his approach wasn't good enough. Or maybe it was just the fact that these people had in their mind they're going to do what they want. They have their egos. They're big time streamers, untouchable. Look how big my dick is. And they didn't think there'd be any consequences. Well, congratulations, motherfuckers. I'm the consequence. I'm gonna start calling out all this bullshit because I'm tired of it. You streamers are destroying this game. First, you got people yapping about which character's the best. Then you got these knuckleheads who claim that they're just gonna watch from the sidelines, throwing out opinions about stuff they have no business discussing, about classes they don't even play. And now you got people who play the holier-than-thou victim of, oh, don't take no, Kingsman. I saw this in the description. Kingsman couldn't take no for an answer. Girl, you told someone to unalive themselves. Shut the fuck up. For real, bro. Come on. You cannot take the high ground if you're a piece of shit. Now, I know everyone else in these videos would say don't go bully anyone or whatever. And I'm not going to tell you to do anything. Hell, leave them alone. I think the best thing you can do for bad people is to leave them in their own misery. And if you got someone out here, publicly, you out here saying this out loud with your full chest? You stood on business, I guess, but shit, that's a shitty business, bruh. And then to add this on, you have people who actually had the nerve to respond to Kingsman's video as if it wasn't self-incrimination. It's like the people, you see them online, they commit a crime, and then they videotape. It's like, bro, we already saw you in 4K, now you're giving us HD? Look, I don't want to make this a long video. And honestly, I try to stay away from streamers. It's probably the reason I don't do too much streaming on Twitch. I think most of them niggas are toxic as shit. I think they already have their little crews and cliques. It's like some high school shit. But somebody needs to say this, because Kingsman got hold a little bit here. Granted, his actions should have been a lot more mild. He definitely should have let the shit go. But to act like they weren't in there bullying this kid, come on, I'm not stupid. And none of us are. If you don't believe me, I'm going to link all of those videos in my description. So go ahead and check them out. If you guys think I'm full of shit, call me out on it. I'll take the L, because I think accountability should work all directions. Up, down, left, right, X, Y, B. And that's a cheat code. Anyways, y'all, it's been real. I've been Chaos. Y'all been y'all. If you enjoyed this video and you want more, be sure to check out what I have in the roster. This is Chaos Corner episode 21. And be sure to tell your auntie I said hi.